Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be testing out 4 new face products from the drugstore. These are all new products that I thought were super interesting, and I just wanted to do all of my face makeup today pretty much with new products and show you guys how they work and give you all my thoughts and opinions on them. This is definitely the time of year for new products. I feel like they're popping up everywhere, and I just wanted to give you guys a really nice, honest impression, demo, and review on a few products that I thought were interesting. So we're going to be looking at a correction palette from L'Oreal, their new Total Cover 24-Hour Foundation, a new contour kit from Physicians Formula, which I thought was super interesting, and a butter blush. So I'm really excited to show you guys how these products work, and I hope you all enjoy the video. Let's get into the makeup. Okay, so I know my face is super pale right now, and also I have quite a bit of discoloration and leftover pigmentation from some acne problems and stuff like that. I know you'll be able to see that, but I kind of just wanted to leave my face as is for this and show you all the problems that I'm working with so that I can show you if these products actually cover them, because 2 of the products that I'm going to be working with, a foundation and a concealer palette, are meant for coverage. So I'm first going to start out with this Infallible Total Cover, and I have swatched these, but I haven't used them on my face yet. And it's just a concealer palette with a few different color correctors in it. It has this peach one is for disguising dark circles. The yellow is for combating discoloration. The green is for neutralizing redness, and the purple is for brightening dull areas. So I'm going to go ahead in with that and just use my fingers with it, I guess, and put it all over where I need it. So I'm first going to go with this green. I have swatched them, like I said, and the textures seem very creamy, so I'm interested to see how they work on my face. I'm not going to blend these in or anything. I'm going to do that with the foundation, but I'm just kind of placing it wherever I've got major redness. Okay, so after I've put the green everywhere where I want to put that, I'm going to go in with the purple, I think. And I'm going to put this just areas where I would want to highlight, I guess, because it says it brightens up the face. I have a little breakout going on right now, right here with some smaller bumps, and I'm not sure what it's from, because it's right in the place where I would highlight, but I haven't tried any new highlighting products, so I'm not really sure what that's from. Okay, so after I've done the purple, I'm going to go in with yellow, and the yellow, the sponge just fell out, but the yellow is for combating discoloration, and it shows it used on the eyelid. So I guess it's kind of just brown discoloration, but I've already done my eyelids and I've already done my full on face. So I'm just going to do a little bit of this kind of more around my mouth where I get a little bit darker. And then also a little bit right in here, because I feel like I get dark areas there. And then the peach one is, of course, for dark circles, so I'm going to use that underneath my eyes. Okay, so now I'm pretty crazy looking, and I have all my colors on from this, and so far what I will say about it is it's super creamy. It definitely doesn't take much. You can kind of just dip your finger in and do all the areas you need to do. And it doesn't feel greasy at all. It just feels like a good creamy texture concealer. So I really like that. I'll see how it wears and how it looks under foundation, but so far I like the textures of that. So the foundation that I'm going to be using is this L'Oreal Paris 24-Hour Foundation. It's the new Infallible Total Cover, and I have really high hopes for this because I love the matte Infallible. I haven't actually tried the Pro Glow, that's a tongue twister, but I love the matte one, so I'm hoping I love this one, but a lot of people don't actually love it, but I'm hoping that I will. Mine's in 305 Natural Beige. I'm hoping the color is okay. I'm going to try and do half of my face with a beauty sponge and the other half with a brush just to see how this foundation works with different tools. But I'll end up using whichever one looks the best, but I'm going to start by half and half. So the product's in a squeezy tube like this. It's a little bit different packaging, so I'm just going to squeeze out how much I think I'm going to need, and it is extremely thick. If you'll watch, I can barely squeeze it out of the tube. I don't know how this is going to like spread. I'm going to start out with the Beauty Blender. I always call these a Beauty Blender, and I know it's not, that they're a Real Techniques sponge, but I always say that by mistake. Okay, well, it definitely is hard to spread. It's really, really thick. And I don't know if you can see that, but I can kind of see, like, the places where I laid it down, it's not wanting to disperse, like it's kind of blotchy. But it is really full coverage. But I felt like I used a large amount of that product just then, and it's only going to cover, like, this cheek. Like, it's actually really pale. I thought it was going to be a bit too dark, but it's pretty pale compared to, like, my self-tanner. So it takes a lot of product. That's the first thing I'm noticing. Like, look how thick this is. Like, if I do this, it would, like, fall off my finger. It is very, very, very thick. And it's supposed to be airlight texture. And I don't really know if I agree with that just yet. It feels like a thick foundation to me, in my opinion. So I'm going to do this side with a brush, and it's just a synthetic bristle brush that I use for foundations all the time. I definitely like the sponge better so far. This looks very blotchy. Okay, yeah, I don't like it with the brush. I'm going to go back to the beauty sponge because I feel like that was like the way that it looked the best. And it spreads a little bit easier with the sponge as opposed to the brush. I'm just going to continue blending this in. It's really, really thick. The back of the packaging says it's a natural finish, 24-hour wear, high coverage, and airlight texture. It looks matte. Maybe a little bit more satin than their matte infallible, but it pretty much looks like a matte foundation to me. It's taking so much foundation, like I have to keep going back into it to get enough to cover my face. It's so thick. And I see how they could call it airlight, like it is like a whipped texture, but it doesn't blend in very easily. Like I was hoping it would blend a lot easier. Okay, so I pretty much have it all over my face, and I honestly don't know what I think. Like, what do you all think down below? Let me know in the comments. I know it's quite a bit too pale. I'll fix that with bronzer and stuff, but what do you all think of, like, how it actually makes my skin look? I'm going to go in quickly with this little small sponge and blend out that under eye corrector that we use from this little palette. I'm loving this. I think that this is a favorite of the two face products so far. This is super, super creamy. I feel like it really corrected everything. Even though this is a super full coverage foundation, I do feel like that was like a good base to start with, like camouflaging all the problem areas, and I do like it. So I'll definitely continue to use that, I think. Now I wish I would have gotten the other concealer palette like this. It had some contour and concealer shades because I would love to cream contour because I feel like I look like I have a mask on right now. So I really like this. I wish I'd gotten that, but since I don't have a cream contour, I'm going to go into the next product, which is a powder contour kind of kit, and this is from Physicians Formula. It's called the Bronze Booster Highlight and Contour Palette. This is the matte one. They had a matte and shimmer, which I don't know why you would really want a shimmery contour palette. You could use it for bronzers, I guess, but this one seemed the most practical and like interesting to me. It has 3 shades, and then on the back it has little face charts like to kind of show you where you would put each color, but I'm just going to go in and use this like how I would use it. I've not tried this. It looks really interesting. It's just the 3 different shades. There's like a light one, a gray toned one, and a deeper one. And it also comes with a brush, this says. I'm going to go in with this lightest color and set all the areas where I would normally want to highlight. So I'm going to set underneath my eyes with that. It's not super brightening. It's not a lot like lighter. The actual finish is really pretty from what I can tell. Okay, so I like that lighter color powder. It's a really pretty finish. It's not super brightening, but it definitely works to set those areas. So next I'm going to go in and do some contouring, and I think I'm actually going to try the brush that it came with, and I'm going to use this mid-tone like ashy color. This is the one I feel like will be the best for actual contouring. So I'm just gonna, okay, it's definitely pigmented. This brush is kind of good to lay down that product because of the shape of it. If you can see, it's kind of like an angled, like thin brush, but I'll probably have to go in and blend that out with another brush, but I do kind of like how this lays down the product. That color is actually really good for my skin tone. It works good for like an actual like shadow look. Okay, so I'll blend out that color in a second, but it actually works really good for like an actual contour shade, like an ashy toned contour. I will blend it out with the bronzer in a second, but I'm first going to go in with that same color and do my nose contour. I feel like it will work really good for that. So I'm just using the same little brush that it came with. It is kind of a nice little brush. I like the shape of it and everything. And I don't really use an ashy tone on my forehead, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait, and I'm going to go in with this more warm toned. It's like the deepest color, but it's a little bit more warm and bronzy. And I'm going to use that just kind of on like a little fluffier brush. It's a little bit tapered, a little bit more flat, but it's quite a bit bigger. I'm going to go in with this warmest and darkest shade, and I'm just going to go in kind of lightly with it at first. And I'm going to start on the forehead. Okay, I really like the tone of that. It's really pretty for like a matte bronzer. And that blended really easy. I like the color of that a lot. These are really, really soft and blendable. And I believe this was about $15. I'll put the price of these products on the screen because I'm not exactly sure. But I know that they were all kind of pricey, I thought. But this one definitely seems worth it so far. I love the powders. The shades of the powders are perfect. And they're just really, really nice and blendable for a drugstore contour kit. I feel like that the other drugstore contour kits that I've tried are not as blendable, and I don't love the colors. So okay, so after I have my face all bronzed up, I have to say I absolutely am loving this contour palette. It's hands down, it may even be the best contour palette that I've ever tried, like drugstore, high-end, anything. I really, really love it. The powders are super blendable, and the tones are like perfect for what I want in a contour kit specifically. I feel like for my skin tone it's perfect, and I don't think they had other shades of this, which might be a problem, but honestly this color is so dark. Like on me it's a little bit harsh right now. I feel like it gives a super good contrast from the light to the dark and really sculpts your face, but I feel like any skin tone from like lighter than me to like mid-tone, medium olive skin could use this contour palette, and I really like it. So the last thing I have to try out on camera is this Butter Blush, and it's in the shade Plum Rose, and it looks really pale, so I'm not sure how I'm going to like it, but I love the Butter Bronzer so much. I just have really high hopes for this blush. It smells just like the bronzers. It smells so good, but this is the color. It's like a really pale, like neutral pink, and it kind of reminds me of like the Tarte Exposed blush, so I thought it might be like a dupe for that or something like that, but I don't know how this is going to show up. Let's just test it out and see. Okay, I'm piling that on, and I don't know if you can tell, but it has no color. Like, I mean, I'm dipping in and getting a generous amount. Like, I'm scrubbing my brush in this, and the product just, I don't know if on camera it's going to show up a little bit more, but it honestly has no color to me. I can't even see it. So that is really disappointing. And both of the shades that they had in this, they had this and like a peachier shade, were both super pale, and I wasn't sure if either one would show up, but this one actually had more color than the other one, and I can't see it at all on my skin. I don't know, it may just be my skin tone. If you were super pale, that would probably be like a really good neutral type of blush for you. Okay, I'm going to finish up with some lipstick and kind of fix my hair and put it down, and then I'm going to be back to kind of give you all an overview of the 4 products that I tried and tell you all what I think is worth it and what I think is probably not worth your money. Okay guys, so to finish off my face, I just used my NYX Lip Lingerie and Push Up. I mentioned this in the video that I just posted a few days ago about my favorite mid-tone easy to wear lipsticks. This one's just super easy to wear, and I kind of have more of a dramatic eye look going on today, so I wanted to throw that on and not detract from that. But basically, I just want to give you all a little overview on the product and what I think about them. So, going in order, the Correction Palette, I love it. I will continue to use this if I'm wanting like a full face, really full coverage corrected look, and I want it to look like my skin's perfect. This is the perfect product for that, because I feel like right now, honestly, my makeup, my skin, and my complexion, like, it just looks really good. So I really like this, and it was $15, I'm pretty sure, but I do think it's worth it. I really like that. Then the foundation, this L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour Total Cover Foundation. When I look at it with all of my makeup on it, I do like how it looks. I feel like my skin looks really perfected. It was kind of hard to apply. I feel like that's kind of a downfall. I used a lot of product, and I feel like it took me a long time to kind of blend it in. It wasn't something super quick and easy, but I do like the finished look. But what I will say is the color selection that they had in store was a little bit hard to choose from. I thought this was going to be too dark for me, honestly, by the packaging, but you seen that it was pretty pale on my face. And all of the colors looked kind of pink toned, which I thought was weird because their matte line, all the colors are really yellow toned. So, I thought the color selection was a little bit off for these, but I do like how it looks, and I will put in the description box how this stuff wears. So yeah, that's what I think about the foundation. As of right now, I like how it looked, but it was kind of hard to apply. Not something I would reach for a lot unless I'm looking for a super full coverage look and I want to look really glam and I don't care to take the time, you know, like to do that. So then the next thing was this Physicians Formula Bronze Boosting Contour Kit. I also love this. If you're going to get anything in this little first impressions, I would get this. It was a little bit pricey for the drugstore, but I feel like it's a really good product. I love the powders. They were super soft. I love the colors, and I feel like it gave me a great contoured look all from this palette. I set the highlighted places, I contoured, and I bronzed just from this, and I love how that looks. So we'll see how it holds up, but as of right now, that's my favorite product. And then I'm sad to say the Butter Blush, I would definitely skip out on this color. This was the Plum Rose, and I do not like it at all. It didn't show up. Besides smelling good, there's really no other good quality to this blush. It's not light enough to be a highlight for me, but it's not dark enough to be a blush. So I really didn't like that, and I would pass on those. So I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching this. I want to continue to do more first impressions at the first part of this year because they're coming out with so much new drugstore makeup. But I thought today it would be interesting just to kind of see a face makeup first impressions, because I feel like that's kind of like what I loved about the drugstore is my face makeup, and so many new and cool things were out I wanted to test out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed purchasing the products and filming it. Let me know down below, what is your favorite new product that you've tried this year or that you want to try that you've seen other people try, because I want to go to the drugstore and try to find some more new things. So let me know what you all are interested in seeing, and thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and you can always subscribe to my channel, and there's a little bell beside the subscribe button now, and you can just click that and you'll be notified when I upload videos. It's completely free, super simple, and it just helps me to know that you all like my content. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you in my next video. Bye.